Yes, it's raining again, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Rain makes you take a break, slow down, and look at things. Like with all the running around, I hadn't even noticed. I'm sorry, I have to show you this. Well, get out of the rain, silly. Come on. Molly. Ugh. Well, don't you feel silly? Come on. Cats are ridiculous creatures. They're just ridiculous. Yes, you are. Oh, all right. I'll leave it be. As I was saying, I hadn't even noticed that the apple tree in my front yard has started blooming. Again, I don't know if I'll get any fruit off of it. I certainly didn't see any droppings in the lawn when I got here in November. So either the deer cleaned them all up, or they just don't fruit. Which, that's okay, and there may be ways to improve that situation. But for now, I'm just going to enjoy the beauty of it. This may be the beginning of a very consolidated week. As I said, my mother's coming today, and my brother. My brother's coming today. It's his son's graduation from one of the local universities. So they came up for his graduation, and my brother is going to go back home Sunday or Monday, I'm not sure which. But my mother is going to stay with me for a little over a week. And then I'm going to drive her to Virginia and then come back on my own. So a lot of the work here on the farm is going to be kind of on hold. Not entirely. Mom really is, well, she's where I got a lot of this from. And I'm sure she's going to want to get her hands in some of it as well. And I want her to, just to have her DNA in the farm, in the earth here. But we're going to be doing a lot of running around, a lot of sightseeing. We're going to take a trip up north to see a cousin she's never met, and who knows what else. So if this is a short video, I apologize. And if it's a long video covering a lot of days, I apologize for that as well. And if there's been a long break since my last video and this one, I hope you'll understand that family time has got to take precedence, especially since she lives so far away. I haven't seen her in 2 years, so I'm really excited for her to come. And I'm really excited to show her the place, because we've been talking about this for years and years and years. So I hope it's not raining so much where you are. If it is, get a cup of tea, a cup of hot chocolate. Oh, hot chocolate. And cuddle up somewhere warm. I'm going to get these stupid cats back inside. Good morning and happy Mother's Day. My mother's still in the house sleeping, but it's not even 7 o'clock yet, so I figure, well, let me see if I can get a little bit of work done. The update on the mower is that Ace Hardware is coming to pick it up on Monday afternoon to take it in to repair it. And who knows how long that'll take. Of course, the replacement handle from my Gorilla cart comes Monday afternoon. So I'm going to be doing the rest of this by hand, at least for a while. I don't know how long it's going to take them to fix that mower, but it is what it is, and the garden's got to get planted. So let's get to work. One bed at a time. That might need a little more. I'll figure out better once I plant it. But it's good enough for now. The other thing I have to do today is feed the bees. I was hoping to have Steve come over and we were going to do a hive inspection, but it's only 50 degrees. It's really too cold to have the hive open. So he suggested just coming out and feeding them and leaving them alone, not even putting an extra hive body on. And it's supposed to be in the mid to high 60s tomorrow, so we'll try and do it tomorrow afternoon, evening. But they haven't been checked on or fed since I got them a little over a week ago. So we're gonna head over and take care of that right now. They hadn't even gone through half of what I had put in there for them last week. So I guess they're making good time with the dandelions and all the fruit trees on the property and wherever else they're finding them. Bees can fly like 3 to 5 miles in search of nectar. So, but with it being fruit flowering season, they're just doing just fine. So I guess I won't have to worry about feeding them. That'll be good, because that'll be one less thing that I have to worry about, especially since I'm going to be off farm for about 5 days later in the week, early next week. So, all right, I guess I'll see you again tomorrow when we go do the actual inspection. They were very active, so I'm not sure if that's a good sign or a bad sign. We'll find out tomorrow. So today, unfortunately, because of appointments and things going on, we're limited to small jobs. So Mom has gotten started clearing the ground elder out of the front flower beds, which I am very grateful for. And I have the new handle for the wagon, so let's put that back together. So as you can see, I did a real job on this handle. So the good thing about Gorilla carts, yeah, I bent the heck out of that, but it was only $20 to replace. The Gorilla Cart website has, basically you can almost build an entire wagon just from their parts list. So I'm not gonna feel too bad about having done this. I will have learned my lesson. I also am gonna save the cotter pin because I go through cotter pins kind of quickly. But so the wagon is all set. Now I just have to wait for the mower to come back. Well, I don't have to wait. I can do the work. And unfortunately, because I'm waiting for the exterminator, I don't want to get into my grubby clothes yet. So we'll see if we get any work done on that this afternoon or not. I should still go and do the bee inspection, the hive inspection. But again, I'm waiting for the exterminator until he comes. I'm kind of in limbo. But it's a beautiful afternoon, and so I'm going to sit and enjoy it and watch my mother work. right, so that went well. I met with an exterminator who I think I'm really gonna like working with. He's as concerned about pollinators as I am. Once I mentioned I had beehives, he's like, okay, where are they? Let's make sure we're not gonna mess those up. So that's gonna be good. He says the wasps are paper wasps, which aren't a big problem until they are a big problem. So we've decided we're gonna treat for those. I also have had, my windowsills have been full of lady beetles, not ladybugs, which we like, but lady beetles, which are invasive. And I'm having an ant issue. So we're just gonna treat for all of that. And hopefully, you know, if we keep the numbers down, then we won't have as much of an issue with it later. So I'm taking Mom out for a walk on the property now. Say hi, Mom.
Hi.
She did a great job. She got the whole front garden bed all weeded, mostly, out of the hydrangeas. Those are not going to come out. Neither the weeds nor the hydrangeas. So we're going to experiment with a couple of weed management, weed suppression programs to try and at least keep it under control. The other bed I'm determined to get back, but that one I think is going to be a lost cause. So I think that's it for today. We are not going to do the hive inspection. It's too late. It's already 6 o'clock and we still have to go out for dinner. But hopefully we'll come back tomorrow and do the hive inspection then. Good morning. We were going to go on a road trip today up to far northern New York to see some long-lost cousins of my mom's and do some grave visiting, but the weather is not cooperating. So instead, we decided we're just going to stay here and putter around the farm today, and we'll just drive up there for the day tomorrow. So I am determined to get the beds on the side composted today and get the potato bed that is more grass than it should be at least turned over, and I would like to get it. I'm going to put cardboard down because it is still so grass heavy. So I'll put cardboard down and put the compost on top of that. So 4 beds. Each one is about 3 trips. I can do 3 trips in 45 minutes, take a break, do another 3 trips. The potato bed will take some more work because I'll have to do some digging. I get back to doing more digging, I'm sure it's terribly exciting, I thought I'd take you on a quick tour of some of the plant life that I've been finding on the property and what I've been able to figure out for some of them about what their uses are. First off, what you've seen my mother pulling out of the front head or the front garden bed so much. This is ground elder. It is, as you can probably tell, trying to find my tulips in here somewhere, it is an invasive species in this part of the U.S. It is reported to have some medicinal properties, especially as a digestive, but any plant that's growing where you don't want it is a weed. This is definitely a weed. It's all over. Miss Molly is enjoying her time outside and has now climbed up on top of the trash bins. Gimli has been coming in and out of the house, but Molly's like, no, I'm out. I'm not coming back in. So we'll see what happens with her. But anyway, the ground elder. So the problem is it grows by rhizomes. So once it gets in, it's really hard to get out. You can see, I dug this last year. And you can see it's still all, the roots aren't as deep now, but it's still all coming back. Oh. And that's the only way to really defeat it is to dig it. Where Mom's been working, let me turn this around and do this better. So you can see she's been pulling it all through here, but it's so invasive and so intertwined with the hydrangeas that we really can't dig it out. So what we've decided to do is we're gonna just pull it and pull it and pull it, and then I'll put a heavy layer of cardboard down and put compost on top of that. It'll eventually rot down and let the rhizomes come back through, but they should be easier to pull at that point because they'll be closer to the surface. And I had initially thought somebody planted it as an ornamental, but you can see it's all in the embankment over there. It's all along the edge there. So if it was planted back in the 1800s probably, when this was first being turned into residential area, and now it's just naturalized itself into the environment. So the best I can manage is we're going to just try and control it in the garden beds in front of the house, and there's a garden bed over along the driveway that I need to get cleaned out, and there's a lily patch over by the pine tree I want to get it out of. So, and every place else we'll just leave it be and I'll mow it, and that's going to be the best we can manage. The other thing that we have in this front garden bed is, this is a celandine, a lesser celandine. I am still trying to find what it's useful for, but my understanding is that celandines are an herbal, have herbal uses, so it's growing where I don't want it, so it's got to come out, but I'm very curious to see what else I can do with it. I was thinking that these green and white leaves were just a variation on the ground elder, and in some ways they are, but in others they aren't. This is, if you can see the flowers here, there we go. This is called angel's wings. Let me check, 1 second. Sorry, it's a yellow archangel, which is a variety of dead nettle. And I think we've talked about the purple dead nettle that I was finding over in the peony bush earlier. So they're still related. Again, it's an invasive. It's not going to help me any, so it's going to have to come out of here. But if I find it other places, I'll leave it be and let it do its thing. Another thing we've got going in the property, and I've talked to you folks about this before, what the heck is it? All those white flowers are cuckoo flower or mayflower. And they're great for pollinators. They're also considered to be sacred to the fairies, so you are not to cut them and take them inside. So I will not cut them and take them inside. We have these growing quite a few places. This, if you can't recognize it on your own, this is mustard. And mustard doesn't bother me. It's not an invasive. It's good, again, good for the pollinators. We just have it in spits and spots through the property. So I'll leave that be. If it gets mowed, it gets mowed. If it doesn't, I'm not going to worry about it too much. But again, it makes the bees happy, so we're going to leave it where it is. We have a lot of these beautiful little blue flowers, blue and purple flowers. They have little round petals, and they're just so tiny and delicate. My mother thought they were bluets, but when I looked them up, it's a speedwell. It's a germander speedwell is the variety that's coming up. And it's just lovely and delicate. And I know speedwell has medicinal uses, but I'm not familiar with it. So again, I'm not gonna try to remove it, but I'm also not gonna, I'm grateful that the mower isn't working. So I don't have to make the difficult choice of cutting them down or not, because they're very pretty. But and the bees seem to love them. We have buttercups coming up. They're just starting to open, so I'm enjoying getting to see those. And they're opening up all over down in the marshland. You can see all along there. That's all buttercup. We've gone past dandelion season, so now when we see yellow in the landscape, it's going to be buttercups and mustard. Good. This is all that remains of a bank of garlic mustard that was growing along the road here. I weed whacked most of it down. This is an invasive. And even the environmental department is asking us to pull up as much of this as we can. Now I've got it all down in the embankment there and there, and we talked about it before when I did the follow-up tour on the lower pasture. So that's going to be hard to manage, but if I hit it with a weed whacker every once in a while, it should at least help reduce it. These tiny little beauties are forget-me-nots, which I don't know that I've ever seen. But we've got them down in the embankment here and down in the gutter there, and just starting to open up in the lawn. The other thing that I've really noticed in the landscape so far are violets. They are very hit and miss around the property, but I do love seeing them. I may eventually collect some to candy for decorating cupcakes or something like that, but that is not a project for right now. Unfortunately, a project for right now is I have to get back to digging dirt. I know how much you love seeing me dig dirt, but the pile's getting smaller, so we are making progress. Let's get another garden bed done.